The preserving kitchens were still on site, and so when you went to work in the morning, early shift, you smelled strawberries and raspberries and boysenberries. It was amazing. I worked in parking control, which was not my target department. I was coming out of lunch one day and heard this mountain dulcimer for the first time. And about a month later, was working on the front porch of the Gold Trails Hotel, selling dulcimers for Bud and Donna Ford of Manitou Springs, Colorado. So I've been in love with this instrument for a very long time. But you know, Los Angeles, California isn't exactly a hotbed of old-time dulcimer activity. So I was like 25 years in the wilderness thinking they had sold me a toy. This is a cult, nobody does this. This is just a weird theme park thing. Moved out to Florida, interestingly enough, went to the Central Florida Fair, and there, sitting in a circle in one of the exhibit buildings, were 30 people playing the instrument that I had been hiding under my bed for the past 25 years. And I found my people, and that had begun this wonderful thing. So it's really cool. So I want to share some of the music of this instrument with you. From the Appalachian Mountains, the Ozarks, and I'm going to start off with a very rare tune and a very interesting story. I'm going to play a G set. And this first tune here is a crooked tune. A crooked tune is a tune that is, it sounds right. It's not technically right, but it feels right, if that makes sense. It's got weird little connections, like extra measures and extra beats, and it's kind of lopsided and sounds weird. You can't dance to it, and but they're fun to play. This particular crooked tune is called Old Billy Hell, going with our last tune. Old Billy Hell's a euphemism for the devil, as in, I got drunker than Old Billy Hell last night. I didn't, but yeah, well, no, anyway. Old Billy Hell. So this tune was caught on tape from a Kentucky fiddler by the name of Estill Bingham. And as far as anybody knows, he was the only person left alive who knew this tune. And Estill died about 2 or 3 months after they did the recording. We caught this tune by the tail, or it would have been lost to history. And that's what folk music is about. It's the preservation of these things. You know, when a fiddler dies, or you know, somebody who's got the ways, the culture of the people, it's like the libraries of Alexandria burning down all over again. So we have to preserve that history and pass it on. It's very, very important. So this is a cool, cool tune that we caught by the tail called Old Billy Hell. Then I'm going to play a tune called Colored Aristocracy, another one that you don't hear a whole lot about, that came from old minstrel shows, also called Southern Aristocracy. And then I'm going to wrap things up with a tune called Barlow Knife. And many of you have heard this tune. I've been working all my life, and all I got's this Barlow Knife. 3 tunes in the key of G. If I can just get the capo to sit just enough. Here we go.